Ahoy, it's Alicia from Time to Travel coming to you from my VIP cabana on board Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. Now I've just spent 35 consecutive nights on board this gorgeous lady ship, so I'm pretty sure that this ship tour is the longest and most comprehensive that is out on YouTube as we speak. She has recently undergone dry dock, so you will see some differences, some new features on board. So I really hope that you enjoy everything available on board Scarlet Lady. Here we are on deck 5, and it's mostly passenger cabins, but there are a few things that I want to show you. First of all, we have sailor services, and you don't always need to come down to sailor services because the Virgin Voyages app allows you to message them directly. And that's really cool because why waste your time coming down here when you can just send them a message through the app? So here you'll find the wonderful sailor services. Always happy to help, but always try messaging them in the app first to save coming down and lining up, because quite honestly they are so helpful and a lot can be done by just shoot them a DM. That's what millennials do these days. So if you do want to pick up a copy of the daily schedule, you can here, but you can also grab it up on deck 7 at the Grounds Club. If you want an ATM, you can get out US dollars. The currency on board is US dollars, so if you want money for the casino, just get US dollars. But if you do need to exchange anything for euros, come and see the guys at the desk. This is a waiting area for guest services. But come on through, because this is one of the most Instagrammed places on board the ship. This is the entrance to Pink Agave, which is their Mexican restaurant. You'll find a bathroom off to the left as you walk through. And you know, strike a pose, because this is what everyone does here. Welcome to Pink Agave. What's your cabin number? They have a really cool bar here. So often when the restaurant is full, you can ask for a seat at the bar. You can eat up here as well, and it's really fun to watch the bartenders create magical concoctions. Now for larger tables, you'll find you'll be seated here on the left, or they do have a couple of these big high top tables that you can sit at as well. They do pack a lot of people in here, and it is one of the most popular restaurants on board. They also have some after hours events in here too. One thing to remember with the menus is they have small, medium and large plates. Now generally they will bring out the small and mediums together, but if you want to kind of stretch out your dining experience, then specifically ask for them to bring out the small plates first and wait until you finish those before getting your medium or your large plates. My favorite cocktail in here is the cricket margarita. It actually has crickets inside it. So if you are game, give it a try. If you have had it, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. Now here on deck 5, you'll find your sea view cabins just down this corridor. Now don't worry, that door is usually closed, so you don't get the noise that can happen from people walking out here. They're perfectly fine, and they're great cabins. I love that porthole window. Now across, you may notice that something is a little different from our last cabin tour, and that is Razzle Dazzle has changed its dinner to Lucky Lotus. So what you'll find is for dinner, it's a different menu completely. It's an Asian inspired menu, but for breakfast, lunch, brunch, it is the old Razzle Dazzle menu that you know and love. For example, the rainbow churros or the acai bowl, all the good stuff is still here. You'll notice that they've taken out the stripes out of the entrance. And you'll still notice though some of the signature aspects of the Razzle Dazzle, such as this striped table here, a lamp in the corner, but it no longer attacks you with the stripes when you walk on in. We ate here twice this week. Actually, it was really good for dinner. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Traditionally, it's not that busy for dinner when it was Razzle Dazzle, but now it's Lucky Lotus. It is getting quite busy, so do make sure that you make reservations ahead of time. They'll always try and accommodate walk-ins, but understand if they can't. And there's some cool booths over the back here. Come take a look. And very much like Pink Agave, you can take a seat at the bar, you can eat at the bar. You'll find bathrooms just off to the left as you exit Lucky Lotus / Razzle Dazzle. All right, we are going into one of my favorite places on the ship. This is the spa. So this is where you can come, you can get a massage, but they have this great spa area. Now, you've got two options. You can either book in for a port day or a sea day. The pricing does vary between the two. And you just come up and see the awesome ladies here and book your spa time. And you get 3 hours in the spa.
Yes, you get 3 hours. You can pick up any time slots from here. We're open from 6 a.m. until midnight.
So you can book your spa treatments through your app, but you do need to come down and book to get into the actual spa area. So come through, I'm going to show you the change rooms. It is embarkation day, there is no one here, so we're not going to find anyone in various states of undress. So you have showers here, you can shower in first before you go in. And then over on the other side, these are changing rooms, which look at the wallpaper, it's so cool. And then there's also lockers down here as well. Around this area. Just pop your bits and pieces in, put in a code, you are done. Now let's take a look in the actual spa. Let's go this way. There's two ways you can get into the spa.
It also helps with your digestion.
Ahoy!
And it also...
You've got 3 plunges, so 2 of them are cold plunge, the other one over there is hot. You have showers here and then a regular sauna. Now, just a note, during regular days, all of this equipment isn't in here, so it's just pure peace and tranquility. It's just because it's embarkation day, they're selling you stuff, basically. We have the warm marble there. It's beautiful to lie on. I have fallen asleep a lot up there. Another shower for you. And then we have a steam room in here. Now they actually give you mud at reception and you come in here, you put it all over your body, you sit in there and then you can hose off inside. Do you want to take a look? It smells absolutely beautiful in there too. Are you still fogged? All right, then we have another steam room in here. You actually can't really see anything in it. I find this one to be a lot wetter, like a lot more water droplets. It smells great. They've done something to it because it doesn't usually smell that good. And then we have in here is a salt room, so come on in. Now periodically out of this nozzle here, is where the salt shoots out. You can actually taste it. Oh, there we go. Right on cue. Salty, but this is a great area to lie in. And if you just look here and also behind you, there's hooks on the walls. So they give you a robe and you can actually just put your robe in here and come on in. Let's take a look at the treatment areas now. I'm not certain they have any open. Plenty of towels here, and then you have still and sparkling water. Bathrooms here as well, all gender. And then this leads you back out to reception. They do have the gorgeous Alamus products, which I absolutely love.
I guess so, yeah, that would be best. So we can
So we're here on deck 6. We're at the mid elevators. Let me take you shopping. Now the retail hours do change depending on whether you're at port or at sea. Obviously, they can't open while you are in port. The shops generally open as soon as they can after sailing, but it depends on what the country requirements are. Now, hidden behind the shopping is Test Kitchen. Test Kitchen does have 3 different menus and they can rotate through all of them in a sailing. So for example, this next sailing, we have all 3 menus. Last sailing, we had 2 of the menus. When you come through, you'll check in here and there are the 3 menus. They also have the dates on this sailing, which each of the menus will be available, which is really great. They will give you a infused tea when you do arrive, just to cleanse your palate. And then you can be seated anywhere. It's generally shared tables here along the middle, and you can also be seated next to people by the bar that you don't know. If you are a group of 4 though, you can generally get one of those booths. It just depends on time of day or time of night when you come in. They also do some events like shot for shots in here. Anything that's kind of food or drink related as a class, they will often do it in here. There's some more tables over here. And we sat right here last night. We were sailing and the sun is actually quite hot, so you can ask them just to lower the shades for you as well to cool it down. Now, it's actually a huge restaurant. It's really interesting too to watch when you're eating, because in these center sections they are setting up the dessert so you can watch them plate it as well, but the meals will come out of the actual galley. It's hard to describe the smell in here to you, but some of the dishes are smoked, so there's this beautiful like smoky flavor, or smoky, I don't know, it's a flavor, a smell that you get when you walk in here. Now, a note that if you are sailing in Europe, your purchases are subject to VAT. You can claim it back, and the staff in the shops will help you do that. They'll help you fill out the paperwork to submit at the airport when you do fly out of the country. But just know that there are taxes on top of what you're paying on board. There's a range of cosmetics in here. And there's watches as well. Now here is the central point of the ship. This is the Roundabout. So it's this really cool circular staircase that'll take you up one level. The bar here is called On the Rocks. They do some excellent cocktails, and you'll find here as well they'll have music, they will do trivia, some games in this area as well. I love these lounges by the window. A lot of the events are very popular, so my advice is to get in early if you want to guarantee yourself a seat. Ahoy! Thank you. I'll show you the rest of the shops when we come back, but let's hit the casino and try our luck. Now you may or may not have seen our original ship tour on this ship, but now that it's gone through dry dock, they did add a number of slot machines. A quick look at the casino. Because we are sailing in Europe, you'll see a European wheel on roulette, but also a US wheel, so a 00. When this repositions over to the US, they will change the European into a US, so 00, so your odds are much worse. They do have a single deck blackjack here. The other blackjacks there have the automatic shuffler. You'll find a Texas Hold'em, 3-card poker, dice. Let me take you through to the smoking room. You've got your ticket redeemer here, as well as ATM. There is the cage. And coming through to the smoking area, the door will automatically open, and they do still have some slots for you in here if you just can't stop gambling while you're having a smoke. Now, if you do have some sailor loot and you want to redeem it to play in the casino, you can do it at the tables. Mind you, you can no longer use sailor loot on any dice games or on roulette. So no craps, no roulette, but you can use your loot. It's free play, so you can't cash it out. You just keep it for your winnings. One more stop here. We have the Red Room. And on Virgin Voyages, they don't have a theatre. They have this multi-purpose space called the Red Room. And they can configure the stage in various places. They have stadium seating, though they can take it out as well. This is also the place that you will be mustering for a lot of shore excursions. You'll be checking in one deck up though, but they will just get you to sit here and wait. So this is one of the configurations, like a traditional stage setup, but in shows such as Dual Reality, there's stadium seating up here and the show happens on the floor. So this is fully retractable. This goes back and forwards. It's a really cool space. But once again, for shows, make sure that you're here 30 minutes before the show starts if you want to guarantee a good seat or guarantee a seat at all. If it is raining outside or excessive wind on Scarlet Night, they will move the Scarlet Night party into this space. There's one more place I want to show you down this end of the ship, and that is the den. So this is the den. It is a private space that you can use if you are in a group or you're having a function. Now, quite often this is used for staff training. It is actually part of the conference facility. So if you are in a conference or a group on board, you can always speak to the group's department if you need a space to have a meeting. We can see that there are some monitors here, some bench seating, tables as well, bean bags. And then the other room is set up more for training, for a seminar. And then there's also bathrooms over here. And if you do even need a larger space, these doors, they fold up so you can have it as one entire room. Isn't this fluffy chair cute? Now, I know pink agave is one of the most Instagram spots on board, but this is the most Instagram spot on board. It is the Manor. It is the nightclub on board, but they also have like dinner and a show. They do the VHS workout in here. But take a look. Do, 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 do. Strike a pose. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, come on. It's like one of those mazes. You feel like you're going to walk into a wall. Now, there's the Manor there, but around here, there's a secret staircase that goes to the upper level of the Manor. Just so you know. All right. This area is super full when they have nightclubs and late night activities, but it's super fun. We saw the comedian here, we had dinner and a show. It's a really great space. There's little booths that you can sit at as well. I'm going to show you the VIP area out the back. Some cute little couches. And the VIP area. It's a really cool club. Let's head on out. I'll show you the upstairs of the Manor when we go up on deck number 7. Well, let's go do some more shopping. Come on. First stop is Squidding. Now this is the tattoo parlor where you can get tattoos, you can get piercings. I happened to get a piercing on one of the ships some time ago. In here, there's Eyes and Shine, and you can get some cool sunglasses because you're gonna need it, it's sunny out. Right next door we have MAC. They have these great sessions you can book in. It costs you $100. They'll do your makeup, but the $100 becomes a credit for you to spend in store, which is very similar to what happens on land. If you want to take a look behind, you can see the staircase that takes you up to the next level. This is the Roundabout, and on Scarlet night, this is the place that you want to be because they do some really cool stuff in the center here. Next stop is Stubble and Groom. So this is the barber shop on board. And here is a dry dock. So this is the hair salon. So they do cuts, colors, blowouts, treatments, all sorts of stuff. And then you can just take a look at the basins there when you lie there, getting your hair washed and looking out at the view. We have some more watches. And then if that's not enough, some more watches. Did I mention they have watches here? Now the Virgin Voyages shop is where you get all your branded merchandise. They have some really cool stuff, and if you don't feel like you've brought enough red for Scarlet night, take a look. We've got red headbands, red masks, red hats. We've got a red afro over there. But you can get pajamas as well if you've forgotten anything for pajama night. They've got all sorts of great things here. This shop's really for the guys. So if perhaps your luggage didn't make it from the flight, you can do all the shopping that you want on board, or you can just buy a Louis or a Chanel, pretend you lost your handbag and have to buy another one. Now here is the Italian restaurant on board. It is called Extraversion. It is very popular. So do make sure that you make reservations ahead of time, but you can also try a walk-in. You can offer to sit at the bar. Now my favorite thing in Extraversion is probably the affogato cart. So if you are ordering dessert, they bring a cart to your table and make it right in front of your eyes. It's delicious. One thing I recommend in a restaurant like this is if you want a window table, mention it when you are checking in. If you don't mention anything, you'll get stuck at kind of these tables. But if you really do want to sit by a window, ask if one is available. That is my top tip to you. They also have a great meat and cheese board, so charcuterie. I recommend getting that when you're here. Try and come back multiple times though, because I find the menu in here quite extensive and there are some really good options. They have a beautiful cacio de pepe, which I love. And if you are in a big group, they can accommodate you here. Generally what they will do if you are a big group is they will just do share plates. So, try and work with the staff on that, because obviously at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like 14 people, it's very difficult to get everything out at the same time. And this is one of the most busiest restaurants on board. So my best option is if you are sitting with friends, just order everything and just share it. So much easier for the staff. Over here in the corner, I did forget to show you, this is the shop. It used to be the tattoo parlor, they moved it out. But this is where you can get snacks if you get a hankering, Pringles, M&Ms. Also, if you need toiletries, they have that there. Let's go and explore deck number 7 by heading up the Roundabout. So we are up here on deck 7, and this is the deck that you're going to embark on. So right now, it's embarkation day, and the Happenings cast are waiting to welcome the new sailors on board. So when you do come on board, you can pop over here at the Shore Things desk. And on the right-hand side, you'll be able to book your spa treatments. And here, you'll be able to book your Shore Things. Ahoy! If you want to book a future Virgin Voyages cruise, you come and visit the guys here at Get Lost. And there are specials for purchasing on board. There are MNVVs. Here we got the DJ bringing the vibes for when you come on board. There's also a selection of vinyls. So if you want to go old school and get some vinyl, this is where you'll stop. And you can listen to them before purchasing. If you want to grab a bevy at Draught House, this is where they have the most amazing beers. Look at all of them on tap there. One of the most popular places on board is Lick Me Till I Scream. Now they do change, ahoy! They do change flavors each day, so make sure you swing by and see them and check out all the delicacies. They also have different flavored cones too. And here is the pizza place. You can get that midnight pizza in here. They do have a daily special as well, or if you have any preferences, you can just ask, and if they have the ingredients, they are more than happy to make it. There's also a great outdoor seating area as well. But if it's a hot day like it is today in Barcelona, you can sit inside. This is a cool place I sometimes like to work in. Sometimes you might get invited to a secret little music show in one of these little areas. Ahoy! And this is Sip Lounge. Now what I love about Sip Lounge is definitely their high tea. Ahoy! So this, on embarkation day, is the area where the rock stars, you will come and you'll do your reservations for the spa or for the shore things. It's just a little bit more private, a little bit more exclusive because you are a rock star. So you don't wait out with the riffraff. Come on through. They will also greet you with a glass of Moet. Ahoy! Rosé is the flavor of the day. It is. Rosé is the flavor of the day. Absolutely. So here we are up in the upper section of the Red Room. For shore excursions, you will generally come to this area and then they will seat you, as I said earlier on, down in these chairs. If you are wanting to come and see a show, there is limited seating up here and around in this balcony seating. But I do recommend being down as close to the action when you do visit the shows. Now outside the venue, they do have all gender bathrooms, so it doesn't really matter whether you go to the left or the right. You don't have to remember because anyone can use anything. And then one more stop here, we have the Groupie. Now this is the karaoke lounge. I'm going to show you in. It's usually a little dark and moody. And they have different size rooms. So the blue room can accommodate 2 to 4 sailors. So it's kind of a smaller one here. In the pink room, you can fit 4 to 6 sailors. And the purple room is for 8 to 10. What we'll often do is get some takeaway pizzas and bring them in here as well. So you can sing, drink, and eat pizza. That's the perfect karaoke party. Now this is the upper level of the manor, though you still need to enter it from downstairs. But I'm going to show you what it looks like from this viewpoint. You've got some cool seating along here just to chill because this does turn into the nightclub of an evening. And then just some little spaces where you can watch the show. So in some of the shows, you will only be able to sit up the top because of capacity. They're very full downstairs a lot of the time. And then some more cool little bench seating around here. And then you also have the bar. This kind of gives me VIP area vibes. And then back to where we came in. One of the most popular venues on board is Grounds Club. This is where you get your morning cup of Java. Also a great spot to sit and work. They do some seminars in here as well around coffee, and you can pick yourself up a nice little Danish cookie or a cupcake. So that's one of 2 coffee shops on board. The other is up in the galley. Here's another Insta moment you can love, laugh, breathe, and live on Virgin Voyages. And here is the social club, and it's really quite a social area. You have a full selection of games. In here on the TVs, they're generally playing sport. You can get hot dogs, wings, popcorn in here, but if you want a sweet treat, I can highly recommend the peanut brittle and the gummy bears over in the corner. If you do the grog walk, Loose Cannon will be one of the venues that you will definitely stop in. This is a really fun bar. It's also quite out of the way, so you can have a little quiet drink here on occasion, but just take a look at the decor behind you here. I mean, how cool is all of this? They'll often do karaoke in this area here. And you know, we are all big kids at heart, so a cruise ship wouldn't be complete without an arcade. Now, it has some old classics, right? Remember your Sega, Daytona. You've got Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, which was my favorite on those little handheld gamers. Space Invaders, Mortal Kombat. You can have so much fun in here. Oh, did I forget to show you Pac-Man? Definitely try some of this. Highly rated. Now, if you're after just a little more shopping, you can get some handy things. They have sarongs in here, cover-ups, hats, jewelry. Then we come through to the dock house in the dock. They'll often have some music here. Sometimes they'll set up a DJ. There is a bar through here. And then one of the most popular restaurants on board for not only dinner, but breakfast as well. Definitely try the soft shell crab Benedict. It's the wake. Come on down, mind your step. Now, once again, as I mentioned in some of the other restaurants, if you specifically want a window seat, do ask for it when you check in up the top, because they will just randomly assign you to a table. But I've got to tell you, these views by the window, particularly in these middle seats, as you are sailing and watching the wake, is just spectacular. it's a really big restaurant, but it kind of has an intimate feel, the way that they have created these partitions. It doesn't feel as big as it actually is. And if you are in a pinch and don't have a reservation, just tell them that you're happy to sit at the bar. They do actually have some large tables. Let me show you. Because we've been on board with some large groups before. So this can be used as almost like a private dining area if you are in a big group. And if you are waiting for a table, you can take a seat here and have a drink. Now you have the bar inside here at the dockhouse. And then in the mornings in here, this is a juice bar. It's called Juicy. Now throughout the day, you can also get some snacks here in these refrigerated outlets. There's also some up in the galley as well. And out here at the dock, this is probably one of the most popular locations on board. Because you have all of these day beds. They also have an excellent menu of small bites and wonderful bartenders. If you have a 360 camera, this is a spot that you want to grab it. Because they have the big virgin side down below. If we take a look up, we can see the cheeky corner suites on each side and then the suite aft suites up through the middle. And then right at the top there is the net that you can lie on. We'll go take a look at that in a minute. But if you do want to check out any of these suites, I have cabin tours of them, so you can just click up here. And then on some sea days, they will have the DJ set up over here. And you just have some really cool beach club vibes going on. Let's take a run around the deck. We're now up on deck 15 at the back of the ship, and this is the entrance to the galley. But first I want to show you this outdoor area, which is really nice to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The views are obviously spectacular, and when you do want to order, there's QR codes here, and then you simply just pop the flag up when you want a server to come and take your order. There's no need to wait at the counters inside the galley. You find the net here as well that I showed you just before from the dock house. You can lie on it, though it is not the most comfortable thing that you will lie on. Now up these stairs, they will take you to the athletic club. However, we're going to go through the galley first. Now when coming on Scarlet Lady, a few things have changed. They are now rotating menus inside the galley. So some of your old favorites you may not see available when you do embark the ship. However, they do rotate them so they'll come back in later in the week. So this is hot off the press. This is generally your sandwich bar, but they also have some great avo on toast and really good breakfast options. Noodle around is where you get your ramen. Ahoy! So right now we have the spicy ramen on the menu, but that will change halfway through the sailing to the non-spicy. So there are a few dinner options and lunch options that will change throughout the week. Your soft drink is included, so this is where you will get your water, ice, any of your soft drinks there, as well as juice, lemonade and pineapple juice. Let's Taco About It is one of the other venues that is doing the two menus. So right now we have the old favorites, which is the pork tacos, the avocado taco and the fish taco, but that will actually change during the week to more of a Mediterranean style fare with falafel, gyros and some other vegetarian options. Pops and Bubs, here you can get a popsicle or some bubbles. Hey, ahoy! And we have an all-day breakfast here at Dinner and Dash or Diner and Dash. If you want breakfast at 3 a.m., you can get it, it's here. If you want it at 1, if you're like coming out of the nightclub, whatever you want, it's right here. The burger bar, obviously, it has burgers and it also has a burger of the day. I really enjoyed the turkey burger we had the other day, ahoy! And then behind here is your water station for breakfast. It will be the cereal station. On some other ships, it is actually a self-dispensed wine machine there, but not on this ship. Well, bread is obviously your bread products, croissant, donuts. The sweet side is where you'll get all your naughty and delicious favorites. I really love the Scarlet Lady. It looks like a ship. Now I'll show you the rest of the galley in a moment, but let's take a look at Gunbae. This is the one restaurant on board that you will be on a shared table, guaranteed. It's a really fun way to meet other sailors though, and the drinking games that they play with your cook/server are a lot of fun. Generally here you'll have tables of 6. Though over in these ones, you can fit 8. One word of advice about Gunbae though, even though they do have the extraction fans, you still can get the smell in your clothes because they do cook your food right here in front of you. Yeah. And you can see it backs up to that outdoor area from the galley. The daily mix is where you can get all your salads made to order, or they do have some options here that you can choose on the menu. Here's today's daily specials. You can help yourself to filter coffee and tea. And this is something new on Scarlet Lady. So this was Grounds Club 2. It was traditionally just the coffee shop, but now it has turned into this cool bar and they've refurnished it. So this is where you would probably have your coffee, but then sitting over here, it's got this cool, moody, nightclub bar vibe where you can just have a drink if you want. I'm going to show you one more section of the galley after I show you through the gym, because once you finish in the gym, then you can go back to the galley and eat some more food. Ahoy! So this is really your cardio zone on board. They do run spin classes inside here with the personal trainer, but also with the balancer. It's fully kitted out in Techno Gym. So you've got a rower, treadies, cross trainers, recumbent bikes, upright bikes, there's some more spin bikes there and steppers. It's really quite fitting that you look inside at the gym and tonic bar, which is kind of cool. You can sit here on your bike, thinking about your life choices and just wanting to get out and party by the pool. And then here in B Complex Build and Balance, you'll find your machine weights, but also here in the studio, there will be classes such as the bungee. They'll set up the bungee, also they'll do some seminars in here, stretching, rolling. So you do have your dumbbells here, a couple of benches. Once again, it is Techno Gym equipment. There is more than enough equipment in here to get a really good workout. What I love about it is they do also have a Smith machine. And an extra area here to stretch. There are scales here, but do you really want to know? I mean, really, you're on a cruise ship. Water stations here, so really do bring your refillable cup because there's multiple places around the ship that you can refill your water. And there's also lockers here in the gym. Ahoy! And the last part of the galley, if you can't get a seat in the main area of the galley, this is actually a really good option. You can often find seats out here. If you do want to grab some snacks, so rather than sit down for a full meal or wait, you can just get a light salad, some charcuterie, of course some dessert, or there is also fresh fruit options. And then the last food venue here in this area is Bento Baby. So during the day and for dinner, it is sushi and sashimi. However, for breakfast, in these boxes, you'll get granola, yogurt, berries, all the really nice healthy stuff. And it's handy to take those boxes away and maybe eat them in your cabin or take them out, eat them up by the pool. But if you do want a cup of tea or coffee, you can grab it here or your cold drinks across as well. All right, next stop is the pool deck. So you have two options here, turning left or turning right to the Aquatic Club bar or the pool. It doesn't matter. They'll both lead you to the party zone on the pool deck. Now this is my favorite area. It kind of has more of a chill vibe than the pool. It's got two whirlpools that are quite hot And then you've got this pool in here. It is generally a little heated, so it's not completely cold. Some days it's cold, some days it's warm. You've got here on the left, like this is a calisthenics area if you do want to do a bit of a workout. A couple of showers here, and then we have the bar. Now the great thing about this is right around the pool, this is padded and it isn't hot. The moment you step there, completely scalded. So it has these kind of little runway areas that you can walk without burning your feet. And it gets you all the way to the bar. You'll find your towel station here on both sides of the ship. And there's also a stairway that will take you up to the next level. Now you'll notice here on this ship after the dry dock, they took away those triangle beds and they've replaced them instead with round lounges with sun beds. But really the place to be for a lot of people who love the sun is right around the pool on those beds. That is prime position, particularly for sail away party. The DJ will set up on the upper level and it becomes a real vibe. As we look back at the pool, you'll see two bathrooms on the left and the right. They are both all gender bathrooms, so it doesn't matter which one you choose, but that's where they're located on the pool deck. Now, as we come inside, we have the tune-up. Now, this is where you will come for a mani-pedi. They also will do a little bit of Botox. Not that I would know about Botox. Ahoy! Can we take a look? Thank you. So you've got your choice of colors here for the mani-pedi, and honestly, it is the best view I have ever had for a pedicure. Take a look. I don't think it gets any better than that. Now, directly across from tune-up is where I do a lot of work on board, and that is the scene. It's another multi-purpose space. Sometimes it's set up for conferences, sometimes it's set up for staff training. The reason I like to work here is not only the view, it's also really quiet, and there's power outlets around the outside as well. Not many people really use this space. So if you are in here working, you may be asked to leave. They may have a function on, or they may have some staff training, but it's definitely one of the great options if you want peace and quiet. Now we're going at one more level. And here we are inside Richard's Rooftop. Let me show you through. So if you are staying in a Rockstar or Mega Rockstar suite, you get access to Richard's Rooftop. So it's just a little quiet, private area that you can come and sunbathe away from a lot of the noise. You know, the DJ goes off, which is great over at the pool, and sometimes the vibe is awesome there. But if you just want to chill, this is a place to be. Now, they have these bungee beds. Usually you would just, well, previously you would just actually lie on that, but now they've got these great mattresses, so you can all just kind of chill, lean up against it. I love that. You've got bathrooms in here, so you don't even need to leave Richard's. And then you can kind of hang in these round beds. You can have these covering, or you can put them away if you need shade, or just lie on the lounges and look out to sea. There are 2 whirlpools, one on either side. Maximum capacity is 10. I've seen about 20 in there though, so it can get a little crazy up here because, you know, rock stars, they do what they want. Now, there's also some lounge here. On previous sailings, I've actually come up and worked here because there is power outlets down there. So it's super handy if you need to do some work. You can plug in, or you can charge your phone as well if you're taking all the selfies because you're a rock star. And then for an hour each day, it is Moet hour. So they will have bottles of Moet. It's free flowing for an hour. It's always a good way to start the night. Here's another lounging area, and if you come all the way forward, it does get quite windy up here because you are right at the front of the ship. You can actually see down into the Mega Rockstar, into the massive suites down the front on either side. If you are in a massive suite, just be aware that people can see down from Richard's rooftop. The other side is exactly the same. Another whirlpool here. More of these bungee beds. Great if you're here with a group of friends. And if you need any towels, they're just on either side. And then as we continue through, this is the Sun Club Cafe. They have some really great bites. And then we have here the smoking section. It's the only smoking area on board the ship. And what Virgin has done after dry dock is they've taken out those little red seats and they've put in cabanas. Now these do come at a cost. So you can rent them for the day. You can also rent them for Scarlet night to guarantee you have prime position right here to see all the action. Here's another great place for the gram. Save water, drink champagne. It is where the DJ will set up for Sail Away Party, and also where the Happenings cast will be performing and announcing. So up here on deck 16, I'm going to take you for a full tour around. Now this is a good place to lounge, though it can get a little more windy than if you are down on the pool deck. You've got binoculars if you want to see what's going on. And then these were the seats that they removed from around the pool and replaced with cabanas. This is the stairwell that will take you down to the pool deck. And the upper section of the bar. Through these doors, that will take you into the mid elevators on the ship. And as we walk towards the back, these are all cabanas, though I have never ever seen anyone using them. It is a charge to use them, but never seen anyone do it. I like that Virgin has created this false wall that is blocking you from all the service doors, the internal parts of the ship. So we come out here to the athletic club, so this is more of the outdoor sports you'll find here. There is basketball, but a lot of people these days are playing pickleball. Now, an astute follower of the game of chess has informed me that this actual chessboard is incorrectly configured, because the white square should always be on the bottom right, so the pieces should be sitting along here and along there. They just need to make it a quarter turn. We have some sport on the TVs, jacuzzi. Around the back is a really comfortable place to lie. It is a fabulous area, though it is looking a little worn. I thought perhaps it would have been replaced during dry dock, because these were really red and now they're kind of a faded color. This is where you have your pajama party, weather permitting, if it's a good night out. Dress in your PJs on night one and come and party. And here is the net. I really don't recommend lying on it, because these balls are really uncomfortable, but you can definitely stand here, wave to everyone below. Ooh, not as scary as it looks. A great bar to hang out. And if you do get a little peckish, you can always head down to the galley via stairs on either side. Before I take you down the rest of the ship, we're going to head up and take a look at the Perch and the running track. This running track is really cool. It's actually suspended up over the ship. Just make sure that you do run in the correct direction. So that is anti-clockwise. This area is called the Perch. They sometimes have exercise classes up here, stretching. They sometimes do the loyalty event here for those in the sailing club with Deep Blue extras. It's also the one area in the ship that you can sunbake topless. So don't be creepy, okay? Let people do their thing. There is another water dispenser here for you. You'll see them all around the ship now that I've pointed them out to you. Rejoining Deck 16 for our tour. These are really cool to hang on. There's a few more things for the big kids at heart. But you'll notice if you take a look just down here on the floor, since dry dock, they've taken away a lot of the exercise equipment that was out here. They've left a few of them and they've left the boxing ring, but they've taken out a bunch of other stuff. But while we're up on this level anyway, let's head into training camp and have a look at the other gym. So inside training camp, this is your functional training zone. So they do some classes in here. They do a HIIT workout. There are some kettlebells, another couple of rowers. You've got some med balls, rollers. There are actually some plates there too. And then over on this side, you've got TRXs, boxing glove deodorizers, some bands, battle ropes down here you can pull out. You've got some boxes for box jumps, some more balls up the top, and yoga mats. A little bit of Pilates equipment there too. As you can see above us, this is where we were up on the running track just before. And then this side is basically identical to the other. You can take the stairs down to the pool deck, sit in a mini cabana. And then our last stop is the Sun Club Cafe. So this is really a great area. It's not commonly known, and you can get your poke bowls, bao buns. They have a really good firecracker popcorn, which is both sweet and really, really hot. Definitely come and pay a visit to these guys up here. You order, they'll give you a buzzer, and when it's ready, you come back and grab it. So that is our new ship tour on board Scarlet Lady after her recent dry dock. If you want to check out more of our videos, just click here. Thanks so much for watching and happy cruising.